What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to Some Dungeon Defenders 2. I'm here on floor number 65, continuing through Ancient Power Reset number 70, and we are here on the Crossroads. So we've got EMP healers with Headstrong and Unstoppable. We got some Sparks and Shields here with Armored. Lava Whoppers with Power Block and Pilot On. Some EMP Stabbies. EMP, Kamikaze, and Wyverns, and then, last but not least, some Geohex Zerker Throwers. Now, this Geohex Zerker Thrower lane having Armored on it here is actually giving me a little bit of a buff on that lane, so that is kind of nice. Now, we've got there's no Cyborgs here on this lane, so all we really have to worry about is the Lady Orcs getting through there. So I'm still going with the same set. We've got this Flame Aura. We got some Sky Guards set up. I've got Proton Beams with Poison. This on a Reflect Beam. And then I've got some Poison Weapon Manufacturer set up just to apply Poison. We got some Poison Dart Towers. Not sure if we're going to use them here or not. And then we are going to have some Earth Shatters. So we've got this set up on Earth Shatter, kind of completely pointless overkill having defense range on that Earth Shatter, but it came with it, so I'm using it. So starting things off here, as I mentioned, we've got no Cyborgs to worry about here. So here, why don't we start off with doing some big poison coverage. We're going to get that Weapon Manufacturer out there. That's just going to coat everything with poison in the lane. And then we'll just run a few Reflect Beams down through the lane. Now, we are going to have Flyers on this lane, of course, and the Reflect Beams are going to hit the Flyers because they're going to come out very, very low. But I am going to add some Flame Auras in as well, just to make sure we've got everything good and covered here. So I like to put one right here as the Flyers do fly through this little archway here. And then that gives us room to slap down two more. So I'm going to throw one there, and then another right up front. And that was 250 DU, a ton of DU to spend in the lane. However, I just wanted to make sure I can ignore that lane altogether. Now over here we got our Headstrong lane, but it is a big Cyborg lane. So although these enemies can't be stunned, Cyborgs are very, very easy to distract. And we're going to do that with just putting a Reflect Beam right up front for them. So let's just go ahead and throw a Reflect Beam right in the front. We'll throw a Flame Aura right in the middle of it, and the Cyborgs should sit there and just wail away at that Reflect Beam for really an absurd amount of time. Now, I can get a little bit more power in to close the deal on some of the other mobs, so let's go ahead and just throw two more Flame Auras in just to make sure that everything gets burned out in that lane. Now, Sparks and Shields. We've got another big Cyborg lane, but also a Heavy Goblin lane. Now, additionally, these enemies are armored as well, which is only going to help us. Here, I think we're going to go with that 1-amp Titan setup, so we're going to go with just a T-shaped Reflect Beam. Where do we actually want it? I think I want it up in there further. Let's go something like this. We'll throw another one in right in front of it. And then I got mixed emotions here on the Proton or the Weapon Manufacturer. The Weapon Manufacturer is really nice to really coat a lane with poison. However, the Proton, of course, is a lot cheaper. Let's see. I think we got plenty of DU left. Let's just go with the poison here. So let's throw one Weapon Manufacturer node up here just to cover everything with poison. Where do we want to put it here? Yeah, let's just put it right there. I think the range will be fine. Yeah, the range looks great. And then we'll get a little power in the lane as well to help close the deal on everything else. And those Flame Auras should help burn out those Gobus. Now over here we've got 190 DU left. We got a relatively straightforward lane, more Cyborgs, yet of course, and then we've got a Flyer lane as well. Now let's see. To get these Flyers good and dead, I want to make sure I get a Flame Aura right up front there. And let's just throw a reflect beam in like that to keep the cyborgs at the very, very front of the pack busy. That leaves me 130 left. I think right here on this little choke point, we'll put another little T-shape in there. And then what else do we want to do? Well, you know what? We've been using the weapon manufacturer throughout this map, so let's go ahead and use it one more time and get all these enemies covered with poison. You know, where do we want this node to be? Let's just put this one right here, and that will more than cover that lane. Now that leaves us 20 left. I don't have any 20 DU defenses set up, sadly, so that is going to get it. Now I am concerned about these flyers, so I'm going to throw a couple of upgrades on that flame armor right there to hopefully burn those flyers out. And I will have to keep an eye on that lane and those flyers as the wave progresses. Now ideally this top lane over here, or the far east lane, I'm not going to have to spend any attention on at all. I won't have to pay attention to that lane whatsoever. However, I do want to make sure to at least keep an eye on the minimap in case anything zergs through there. Now we see the first round of flyers are coming out over to the east and over here to the west as well. So let's help out with those. Like I said, the big gap here is without a doubt that flyer lane. I've got that flame aura there for him, but the flyers do come out of that lane very, very high in the lane. And that, without question, is our biggest deficiency here at the moment. Now, luckily, we've got the Cobalts in there. The Cobalts are just going to dive bomb into that reflect beam. And that leaves the Cobalt that we're going to have to kill. So, a pretty easy, smooth transition there. Looks like we got some Skellies doing their own thing over here. But pretty smooth run altogether and looking good. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and upgrade all of the damaging defenses throughout the map. And I think that is going to take this one kind of over to AFK mode. Now I got some questions because I keep using that term damaging defenses. Obviously the weapon manufacturer or your proton beams are all damaging defenses. However, using those in the Petrify setup, you're mainly using those just to get the poison applied for the Petrify. So obviously the weapon manufacturer you can't upgrade, but that is why I don't usually upgrade those proton beams or anything, just because we're not relying on any sort of power from that defense. So wave number 2 here, we will see how it goes. If wave 2 is just a complete snoozer, then we will jump on forward to wave number 5. But I'm thinking this one is going to be GG, as we just got a relatively easy map with some fairly decent mutators. Cyborgs get very boring to play against. There's zero challenge whatsoever, as long as you have automation or tenacity, one of the two things. So cyborgs just sit there and do their thing. Now, cyborgs make up a large percentage of lanes in Onslaught, which means the majority of Onslaught lanes you can completely ignore those cyborgs altogether with some carefully placed reflect beams, even with just an unupgraded automation shard on it. Here comes our assassins, looking good. Looks like the Lava Guardian and Tuskar are going to push through over here. But first things first, let's get that flyer down. We'll just bink that one in the head, and looking like it is GG's. We got we got a little push on the flyer lane here too. So more Flame Aura upgrades will be in order over here for this lane. However, let's go ahead and jump on forward to wave number 5 and get this map all closed out. And here we go on wave number 5. So everything went real smooth. There was a lot of AFKs sitting right up here for the previous waves. Let's just go ahead and slap upgrades around on our last little bit of mana that we've got here. And I think this one is going to be in the books. So we'll throw one more upgrade there, and I think that is all we've got. So let's go ahead and let it fly here, and like I said, pretty smooth run on this one. Now, obviously just floor number 65, so nothing overly challenging there. But let's just go ahead and let it burn out. The cyborgs just do their thing, obviously, and they all end up getting burned out. The only things I've had is the Lava Guardian, as you see here, is taking a kind of a wonky route up the edge. One thing about Dungeon Defenders 2 is mobs kind of do what they want to do. The predetermined lanes are not so much as predetermined as you would think. So you always want to keep an eye on that. Some maps more than others. However, besides that little kind of detour up here from the Lava Guardian, things went pretty darn smooth, no doubt. We got a big, thick Gregory rolling out, though, but I don't think he will be a problem at all. In fact, we've got enough power there where I haven't been having to worry about flyers anymore either. So, looking like Gregory, is he going to make it through? It's going to be close. Nope, Gregory did not survive. So, GG's to that guy. Let's check this out. That's not a terrible AP reset relic right there. I will definitely be keeping that bad boy for sure. But that will do it for this episode. That was floor number 65 in Ancient Power 70, the Forest Crossroads. Now, I'm going to knock out a bunch more maps on this Ancient Power reset today over on Twitch. Going to get things started right at about 3 p.m. Pacific time, which is probably about the same time that this video will end up going live. So thank you all so much for watching. Swing by and say what's up. I'll be live for several hours over on Twitches later today. Thanks again, y'all, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.